McMillan from neurodiversemarriage.com, and last night I went to this event here in Boston where a big group of people got together, and it was moderated by someone who was in charge of getting us all to have 10-minute deep conversations with random strangers and then switching tables to have another conversation with another random stranger. It was kind of like speed dating, but it was more speed friending, and we were talking to anyone. It didn't matter their gender, and it wasn't about finding relationships. But what was really fun for me was when I was paired with someone who was autistic. And he was very cute and sweet, and he came and he gave me his full self elevator speech introduction for about a minute and a half, just quickly that he had memorized, because he, as he told me later, he was very nervous in the social situation, and it wasn't a reciprocal back and forth because that was something that he wasn't prepared to do. Later on in the conversation, as we were, I think the question was, what is our deepest desire? What do each of us want most in life? And I told him mine, and then he told me that his was to have a really great friend. And he started talking to me about his social anxiety at work and how he hides from people so he doesn't have to talk to them because he doesn't know how to give them eye contact. And so I just brought up the autism because it was something that I was aware of course, and he just looked at me with this very kind of surprised face because he didn't expect someone to bring it up so bluntly, I guess, and also told me that, you know, his mom doesn't believe that he has autism, and that sometimes he doesn't believe that he has autism. And I'm saying this because I know that there are many autistic people out there who do not believe that they are on the spectrum, and there are many autistic people's family members out there that don't believe that their loved one is on the spectrum, and they still are. It was very easy for me, as someone who works with this population all the time, to pick this out about this random partner I was sitting across the table from in about 30 seconds, and to know that it was true. And it will be helpful to you and to your families if you accept this diagnosis. It's not something that's easy to comprehend from the inside, because on the inside, you don't know what it's like to be a neurotypical. I know the word disability is a tough word. I could also say, if I were not part of the majority, if I were atypical as a neurotypical, then I would certainly have a disability in my capacity to do some of the kinds of thinking that many autistic people do. And so maybe that word disability is about what the majority of the population is able to do with their mind, rather than about something being lacking among the autistic population. And since the majority of the population is neurotypical, there are things that an autistic brain is not doing that help with socializing that a neurotypical brain is doing. And those things affect the autistic people's daily lives and their family members' daily lives. It is happening. It is real. And not accepting your own diagnosis or the diagnosis of a family member is not helping. And in my practice, I only have autistic clients who accept that they are autistic. I never have clients coming to me who are autistic but don't believe they're autistic. That just gives the autistic clients who will accept their autism a huge advantage, because they have this, unfortunately it's a label, but they have this label that gives them access to resources and understanding and support that they could never have if they didn't accept that label. So if your intimate partner, your wife or your husband, is coming to you and saying, I think you might be autistic, I really recommend accepting that possibility and going to find someone who is really qualified to diagnose you. And it's important that you find someone qualified, because there are many professionals who cannot see this, cannot see intelligent, high-functioning autism in an adult. And they will say that the person is not autistic when they are. And that is not to your advantage. It is not to your advantage to go to someone who doesn't recognize autism and then be told that you don't have autism if you really do, because you do or you don't. And it is also not to your advantage to try and figure out what the right answer is when you go for these assessments, so that you will have a professional tell you that you're neurotypical. You're very smart, and I know that you can figure out what answer a neurotypical might give versus what answer an autistic person might give. Just giving that answer does not help you. The answer that you need to give is the real answer, the answer that will help you get the diagnosis so that you can move forward as productively as possible in your life, so that you can come to someone like me for some coaching to figure out what you want, for some support as much as I can give you as you try and manage the social situation you're in out there in this world of neurotypicals, this neurotypical majority that is functioning neurologically differently than you are. It's just in your best interests and in your family's best interests and in the best interests of your marriage to really accept this. I'm McMillan, neurodiversemarriage.com. Please subscribe.